I'm reacting to the story in the news that just broke yesterday about the charges against Jay Z and Diddy or the allegations that were brought forth in a lawsuit by this man, Tony Buzbee, alleging that Jay Z and Diddy essayed a 13-year-old, I think in the year 2000, if I'm not mistaken. That case has been withdrawn voluntarily. Um, that's the way it's been stated. They're withdrawn voluntarily by the Jane Doe. So I want to kind of get into what happened with these allegations, some of the mayhem around the allegations, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this man who I am sure Jay Z is not done with yet. TMZ is reporting that Jay Z is going out of his way to expose Tony Buzbee's alleged attempts to get large sums of money from him over two different allegations, one of which was just dismissed and the other never ended up in court. So, this might be a good time to look at what Jay's initial response was when these allegations were brought forth.
These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime should be locked away. Would you not agree? My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. In addition, he also criticized the lawyer, Tony Buzbee, who filed the suit, saying, "My heart and support goes out to true affected people in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit." What he had calculated was that the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake psychics will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
You think you can do this to me? I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Yeah, Jay Z made it clear from the jump that he was not going to take this line down. We've seen a flurry of things from his lawyers ever since these allegations were made. So, to jump back into the TMZ reporting, according to docs Jay Z filed this week obtained by TMZ, Buzbee sent two demand letters to Jay in November 2024. One of them was over the Jane Doe who accused Jay and Diddy of SAing her in 2000 when she was 13. The other was for John Doe, who, according to the letter, claimed Jay SA'd him at a 2015 Beverly Hills party when he was 16 and had been secretly drugged by someone other than Jay. Now, Jay calls both allegations false, ridiculous, and ridiculous in every respect. As we reported, TMZ that is, the Jane Doe accuser filed Friday to dismiss her case, a huge victory for Jay and Diddy. Well, I definitely believe Diddy's attorneys are going to try to use what happened in this case to somehow leverage it in the things that Diddy is up against right now. And they'll probably try to say, just like the case that was against Jay Z and Diddy, some of these other accusers are also making up stories. The lawyers are bringing non credible situations forward, and all in the interest of a money grab. So it'll be interesting to see how that works in Diddy's situation. It might actually work in some instances because there were a whole lot of people coming out of the woodworks and a whole lot of people saying a whole lot of things. And some of that may not have been as vetted as well as it should have been. So it'll just be interesting to see that if this is a situation with Jay Z and Diddy, with that case being dropped, how that actually may help Diddy moving forward. So let's go back to the TMZ reporting and pick up where they're talking about this John Doe. This John Doe allegation we had not previously heard about, and Jay says Buzbee's letters for both clients demanded quote unquote something of substance to address the quote unquote situation, which Jay interpreted as a demand for a lot of money to quote unquote to buy their silence. He also described the letters as blatant blackmail attempts. In his new docs, Jay accused Buzbee of intentionally filing the Jane Doe lawsuit on the eve of Blue Ivy's Hollywood premiere for the Lion King prequel, Mufasa. He says it put him in a difficult position of having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid the negative press coverage. I felt so bad for Blue Ivy. This is a moment that she will never get back. For it to be marred by the accusations and allegations against her father, and it was everywhere on this day. ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. I mean, it was everywhere. And she did what I feel as if I've seen Beyonce do a million times, which is, smile and wave for the camera like everything is fine. There's nothing ever wrong. But in this instance, we knew for sure there was a lot going on that was wrong. So I just really felt bad for the kid, and I could tell you this situation, and it's interesting that Jay Z does mention it in the paperwork because I don't think he's going to rest until he gets Buzbee disbarred. Jay did attend the premiere and posed for photos with Blue and Beyonce, but did not take questions from the media. Back in November, Jay anonymously filed a lawsuit against Buzbee, alleging extortion. Later, he revealed he was the one who sued, and Buzbee tried to get it dismissed. These new documents are Jay Z's efforts to keep the case alive. He's insisted all along he would fight Buzbee tooth and nail in court to restore his good name. He says he viewed the demand letters as an existential threat to my reputation, my career, my family, and everything else I have spent my life achieving. This might be a good time to mention Jaguar Wright too. Just thinking about Jay Z talking about trying to destroy his reputation, his family, what he's built his whole life. Jaguar Wright is mentally ill. This is not something that's alleged. She's been hospitalized multiple times. She's talked about it. We've seen her have episodes. And the fact that she went from like vlogs that a lot of people may not even know about to mainstream media talking a lot about Jay Z and what he allegedly has done, and also talking about even their son, Sir, and supposedly what's wrong with him. She's doing a lot. Jay Z and Beyonce may not sue her because what does she even have? But I would not put it beyond them to sue the platforms, especially mainstream media platforms, that allow her to continue to do what she's doing. And the thing about Jaguar being mentally ill is that, does that mean she's not telling the truth about anything? And this is not specific to Jay Z. No, it doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is that we can't take you seriously. We cannot take you as a credible witness to anything, especially when we've seen episodes like this. When and what you've done with your sons, actually, just take a look.
My son. My son. They're all dead. 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 They're all dead.
Look at me. Look at me. Life and love. Only. No bad juju. No bad voodoo. You love them.
If these larger mainstream media platforms continue to allow Jaguar Wright to come on and say all the things she's been saying about Jay Z, I could definitely see Jay Z going after those platforms just like he's going to go after Buzbee. Because the fact of the matter is, Jaguar, based off of her, especially her mental health situation, she is just not a credible witness. In a lot of ways, I do also understand how that could be unfortunate, because it's not to say somebody who's suffering from mental health issues is never telling the truth about anything. But the fact of the matter is, it's going to be hard if you're having these kind of episodes and there's more than just one on social media, that somebody's going to take your word, especially to bring down somebody so rich and so powerful. Again, I understand the bigger picture. There could be situations, again, my statement now is bigger than just Jay Z, where somebody with a mental health issue could be telling you the truth about something that has happened. It's just going to be hard to convince somebody that that is credible information when a person is having these types of episodes. So, circling back to, I don't see Jay Z suing Jaguar Wright, but I definitely see him going for those mainstream platforms if they continue to let her come on their platforms and say salacious things about him. They will get the same treatment as Buzbee, if not worse. And the TMZ article ends with, although his Jane Doe client has now dismissed her suit, Buzbee doesn't sound like he's backing down in the war with Jay Z, telling us we expect the lawsuit, which is frivolous, to be dismissed. Well, that is totally wishful thinking on Buzbee's part, because I think Jay Z is going to do everything in his power for the case that he has against Buzbee to not be dismissed. So I definitely think Jay meant everything he said when this allegation first came out, that he was going to show this man who he was. And I think, especially with the damage and harm that he's done to more so his family than him, and all of the public ridicule and Blue Ivy going through what she went through, yeah, I say Jay Z is going to fight this with all of his power, all of his money, and he's going to do everything he can to try to get this man disbarred.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.